Welcome, DJ Lawrence James here at Crossfader. I've got 10 years in the industry, DJing in clubs, festivals and worldwide. I'm here to share my experience and knowledge of the topics that you want to know about, giving you first-hand insight and advice from the DJ industry. This series is all about getting you involved in the conversation. Welcome to the DJ discussion. Hi guys, welcome to the DJ discussion, and this week's topic is using a microphone. Q-Boy asks, I really want to learn how to use a microphone at gigs, but I'm a bit shy, I'm not really sure what to say. How can I get better at using a microphone and really hype up the crowd? That's a great question. Let's get stuck into it. So why did I start using a microphone? Well, when I first started DJing in clubs, it was basically what all other DJs did. So I'd see them using a microphone. I just thought, well, if they're using it, I'm gonna have to use it too. But obviously there is that huge fear and stage fright in the beginning when you think of talking to such a large audience. When I first started using a microphone, I just used the basics. Make some noise, put your hands in the air, everybody scream, that kind of thing. Nothing too wordy, nothing that's too complicated, just to get you over the initial fear of getting on a microphone and speaking to a crowd or a big audience. So, does every DJ have to use a microphone? The answer is yes and no. There's plenty of club DJs out there who are really successful, have probably never ever picked up a microphone. I've been to house nights that DJs play for 4 or 5 hours and you never hear them talk, and there's still a great atmosphere in there, everyone's still having a good time. But there's also wedding DJs, event DJs who are required to use a microphone. If you're DJing a wedding, you might have to introduce the bride and groom. If you're doing a corporate event, you may have to host the night, you may have to have instructions on things to say during the night. So does every DJ have to use a microphone? All depends on what kind of DJ you want to be. I always think of it as a skill, and an added skill onto your resume, onto your CV, can only be a good thing. So let's talk about some tips on the use of microphone, how you should use it, things to do, things not to do.
Make sure you have the right cables ready when using a mic. Most modern day mixers or controllers will have either an XLR, jack combo socket or a jack socket. This is what those sockets look like. You may find them either on top of the club mixer or on the front or back of the controllers.
Always remember that if you've got a microphone in your hand, you are the loudest person in the room. So there's no need to shout. Make sure you're amplifying your voice, you're speaking slowly and clearly. Me, I talk very fast in day-to-day life, so I'm very conscious of when I pick up a microphone just to slow down, make sure you're projecting, make sure you're pronouncing everything right and people can hear you clearly and concisely. So let's talk about speaking into the microphone. You want to be speaking directly into the microphone. You don't want your hand over the top of it. I say so many guys and girls hold their hands over the top of the microphone, which makes no sense because you are essentially covering up where you need to be speaking into. So make sure there's a little bit of distance between you and the microphone. It's center of where you want to speak to, and again, just project, speak slowly and concisely directly into a microphone. Don't put your hand over it and speak into it like that, because it'll just muffle everything you're saying. You're going to want to test the level of your microphone. So I like to turn the microphone on, and before I address the crowd or the audience, just do a 1, 2, check 1, 2. Make sure that it's not too loud or not too quiet. If you start talking and the microphone is really low, no one's going to hear what you're saying. Everyone's going to be a little bit confused. In the same way, if it's turned up to the max, it's too loud, people in the audience will be like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? So a quick 1, 2 check when the microphone's on before you address the crowd is how you want to go about it. There's a couple of ways you can control the volume. Obviously, you're going to be talking over music. I like to use the fader going up and down. So every time I'm talking, I'm controlling the level. I can even turn the music completely off or down a little bit. There's also the option on many mixers and controllers of a talk over, so it will automatically dip the volume for you My personal preference, I like to have control of the fader myself. That's just how I like to do it, but both ways are effective. So let's talk about the kind of things you are gonna need to be saying on a microphone. Obviously you've got the basics. Make some noise, put your hands up in the air. Guys make some noise, girls make some noise. Everybody scream, that kind of thing. But what about when you've got to speak for announcements for longer periods of time? How should you address it? Well, as soon as you turn the music off and you start speaking, you have the attention of the audience. So make sure, just run through in your mind what you're going to say. It doesn't have to be exact. Make sure you've got a vague idea of what you're going to say before you turn the microphone off and you get everybody's attention. When you're DJing at an event, in a club, somewhere, a good thing to say would be, let me have your requests, something like that. Get on the microphone, ask people what they want to hear. It's also a good way to read the crowd. If you're playing, let's say, some house music and you say, okay, let me hear some requests, and people want to hear, Drake and Rihanna, then you know that you may not be hitting the audience that are there. So you can adjust your set specifically. And again, it helps you just engage with the crowd, engage with the audience, get some feedback on how you're actually doing DJ wise. I always like to have some kind of mass crowd engagement. So I will get on the microphone and I'll be like, look guys, we're gonna do some kind of sit down, or everybody get on shoulders, or everybody put their lights in the air. We're gonna turn all the lights off, put your lights in the air. Now, takes a lot of guts to do that. It's not something you're probably gonna just pick up a microphone and start doing initially, but mass participation and crowd participation is really kind of the pinnacle of what you're trying to achieve when you get on the mic. You're gonna want to be confident enough to address 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and have everyone in the audience doing exactly as you're instructing. A great example of this is this clip from Diplo at a festival, organizing the whole crowd to dance left and right to one of his songs.
Now after I say jump, I'm going to say run, and everybody runs this way, then runs this way, and this way. All right, we got it, we can do it.
If someone falls or whatever, make sure you pick them up. Don't go too fast.
Just
hop.
Do your best. All right? You ready? Jump, 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 jump. All right, we going this way. 1, 2.
Let's talk about some microphone mistakes. So first of all, everyone fumbles or makes a mistake with a microphone. It's going to happen, almost unavoidable, but don't let it get you down. It happens to everybody and you will get over it like that, I promise you. If you say something incorrectly on the mic, if you stumble your words, people will have forgot about it within seconds. I've been at festivals where I've introduced the wrong festival. I've been in cities where I've said the wrong city, and you look into the crowd, you might get some laughs, you might get a few jeers, but as soon as you play the next song, people have forgotten about it. So you can just move on and again, learn from it. Have something better prepared in your mind for next time you use a microphone. Another thing is, don't overuse the microphone. Now, you can get carried away. I've been carried away in situations where microphone overuse is just a bit too much. If you're on the microphone kind of after every song, people sometimes just want to listen to the songs kind of all the way through. If you're talking over all the words to the song so people can't sing along, people might start to get a bit agitated and it can just become annoying at certain times. Make sure that you're not shouting into the microphone. At the beginning of this video, I said, make sure you slow it down, speak calmly, clearly, but with energy. Don't shout and scream down into the microphone, because again, people are just going to get a bit annoyed if it's a bit harsh and they're just here to have a good time. It can come across as aggressive as well. So again, slow, concise, to the point is the way to go. Also be careful of what you say. You might be doing a family event where there's young children there. So if you're using the F-bomb and cursing, swearing, then people aren't going to be too happy with you as a DJ. So just be aware of your surroundings and the kind of language that you're going to choose to use at certain times. So where can you practice using a microphone? Now, it is one of them things where you're gonna have to learn on the job, and the more you do it in a live environment, the more comfortable you will get with it. But there are things you can do to practice if you don't have that luxury. A great tip is to Facebook live stream one of your DJ sets. If you've got a phone and you're on Facebook, then you can live stream one of your DJ sets. People can request songs in, you can speak to them through a microphone. That's a great way to engage it. It's also a great way to build your social networking, which is another topic, but it's a great way to have that pressure of an audience watching you DJ, and you can engage with them speaking on a microphone. So you get used to how to operate a microphone, how to count in the drops if you're doing 3, 2, 1, and then a drop into a song, get your timings right. That's a great little tip for, again, just building your confidence on a microphone. Practice presenting something without the use of hand gestures. In normal conversation, body language can help with communication, but if you're addressing a large audience, not everyone's going to be able to see you, so your voice is going to have to be able to communicate everything for you. So remember this when you're addressing a room full of people. So in conclusion, guys, just have fun with it. It's like anything, practice makes perfect. The more you use it, the better you will become at it. Don't shy away from it. If you're shying away from it for too long, you'll just overthink it and it'll put you off using it. Once you've used it a few times, 2 or 3 times in a live environment, honestly, you'll think to yourself, why have I not been doing this all the time? So thanks for watching another episode of the DJ Discussion. Don't forget, write your questions in the comments, use the hashtag AskLJ, and I'll reply to all your comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff for us to keep making videos like this one, and I'll see you on the next episode of the DJ Discussion.